Hello, this is take 207. Can't tell, energy's in the eyes, bright and vibrant. It was for the first 206. You ever wondered what rep range to use for strength, growth, or endurance? The most important thing is that you go to failure of good form, which I mean, if you're doing a curl and you start to lean into it, that's failure of good form. Uh, Otherwise, if you're just stopping at a number or a certain amount of time or a certain amount of reps, your body's got no reason to change. It's already that strong. It already has that much endurance. That way, you're still doing it safely. You increase flexibility, range of motion. And if you ever get to where, okay, I'm done, you can use other muscles to do it safely, re-rack, whatever you may be doing. That's the most important thing. Now, if you're failing at 1 to 5 reps, your goal achieved is neural strength and power. So you're using mainly your fast twitch type 2 fibers, which are white. Anaerobic fibers are white because there's no oxygen carrying blood on them. They run off adenosine triphosphate and creatine. So basically, your ATP, your main energy currency for all your body's processes, and creatine. So your first 2 seconds of a lift is your stored ATP in your muscles, and from 2 to 10 is creatine. So that's what's fueling those fibers. You'll get some growth just because they're 20% bigger and thicker. But the goal is mainly strength, some growth. If you're failing at 6 to 8, that will be neurometabolic. So that's some strength, some growth. So you would basically have a way that you can go through your ATP CP pathway and last long enough to go into your glycolytic pathway, which your body would be using a combination of carbs and fats for fuel. So that's important because not only are you innervating more muscle fibers from your fast twitch type 2 white fibers, and then your type 1 slow twitch aerobic fibers. So you'll end up with waste products of lactic acid and ammonia. And when that lactate pools in large amounts, that's what's inducing your surge of anabolic hormones, testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin growth factor 1. And if you're after growth, the sweet spot's usually 8 to 12 for that reason. It's going to be heavy enough to list your type 2 fibers for growth, last long enough to go into your glycolytic pathway to not only innervate and stimulate more muscle fibers, but result in waste product lactic acid. 15 is about as high as you can go to still be heavy enough to list your type 2 fibers for growth. And anything past 15, something you can handle that many reps or very slowly, it won't be heavy enough to list your type 2 fibers for growth. So your adaptation will be endurance. That's great if you need a sport-specific adaptation like a throwing arm that's lasting a whole game because you're that great. They never switch teams. Anyway, you can train your muscles to get smaller and weaker the same way you're trying to get them bigger or stronger. So, smaller muscle has more endurance. It'll burn like a mother. You can do it sparingly to stretch your muscle cell membranes to hold more glycogen. But, that's your body shape and your metabolism, your lean muscle mass. That's what's working for you 24/7 at any given day at rest outside of the gym. So, anywhere that you fail at good form, between 6 and 15 is perfect. Anything less is just strength. Anything higher is just endurance. So it's always the perfect weight. Don't worry so much about the amount, because if you do that set first or last, it's going to be a different weight. And then you just basically prioritize the muscle groups that are your weak areas or something you want to, if you want to focus on more, weak areas. And hormonally, you're getting the best of all worlds if you keep your rest times 30 seconds or less, as long as you get enough breath. To flush out the lactic acid in there. Hormonally, unless you're going for all-out strength, the first minute of rest, you're getting about 72% of your shift back. By 3 minutes, that's all you're going to get without extended rest, because you're basically letting everything you just exhausted recover. So you may as well do that next set tomorrow for the good it's going to do you. It'll be just spinning your wheels. So hormonally, you double your growth hormone, your testosterone, it's like growth factor 1. You keep your heart rate up because you get greater fat burning. Unless the muscle fibers just exhausted, completely recover, so you're forcing your body to innervate and stimulate the maximum amount of muscle fibers. And between 20 and 50 minutes when your testosterone's at a peak, you're done with all your work before your testosterone takes a dive and your cortisol spikes past that 50 minutes, and you're doing the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. You're breaking down muscle and storing fat. So hopefully that's helped. Also take into account what your body's using for fuel. If you're going from cardio to strength, cardio to weights, your body's still using a combination of carbs and fats for fuel. So you're depleting your body of your carbs there, which is your only fuel source for your weights, because your body's always trying to spare energy, both metabolically and physically. It's not gonna, your muscles can't get the short burst contractions to complete the movement on the weights if you put it up carbs. So it will begin breaking down the amino acids from your muscles through gluconeogenesis to convert your glycogen, your amino acids into glycogen for fuel. So you'd be doing the exact opposite, breaking down muscle, storing fat. You're basically using your muscle for fuel. If you do your weights first and do your cardio at a depleted state, you depleted your body of your carbs, and at a less intense exercise like cardio, steady state, you can burn 300% more body fat that way, because your body's only got fat to use for fuel. And if you can probably maximize that in 15 to 20 minutes. If you've ever been running, and you wonder what your second wind is, it takes your body about 20 to 30 minutes to deplete its body of its stored carbs, and at a lower intensity exercise like, steady state cardio or marathon, your body will switch over to its oxidative pathway, which is your fat. So at a low intensity, that's your second wind. It's not some magic occurrence that happens. But if you ever wondered about that. Anyway, I hope this helped. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. After so many attempts, I'm just going to put this out there. And if I've helped you, please help me keep coming to you. Let me know if you have any questions. And do that YouTube jazz. And help me out. And God, these will get better.